Hey guys, Stefan here from ProjectLifeMastery.com, and today I'm going to share with you the best investment that Warren Buffett's ever made. Here's a man that's worth $75 billion. And when he says what the best investment he's ever made, his words, his claim, not mine, then you better listen up. This is really important advice. And what he said is that the best investment he's ever made his entire life, his entire career, is not in a stock, it's not in real estate, it's not in a mutual fund or even a business. He said that the best investment he's ever made is in himself. In himself. And he shares the story that, when he was young, he was terrified of public speaking. And he used to vomit. He was so much fear and anxiety around that. And he came across a class, a course that changed his entire life. And what that was, it was actually a Dale Carnegie public speaking class. And he shares in the documentary that's available on him in different books how he went to that and he gained more confidence from it. And even to this day, I'm not sure how old he is now, but in his office, he's got that diploma from his Dale Carnegie class up there on his wall. He doesn't have his diploma from his university graduation or anything else. He's got that diploma of what he's most proud of, which was graduating from that Dale Carnegie public speaking class. So my friends, that's the power of investing in yourself. The wealthiest man in the world has said the best investment's in himself, because if you don't invest in yourself, if he never did that, who knows if he'd have the same fate, the same quality of life that he has today. And often I think about that myself. I've invested a lot into myself, different courses and trainings and books and resources that are available, because I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to grow and evolve to be the best that I can be. And I think back at my life, what's been the difference between who I am today and who I was back then, when I was shy and depressed and insecure, broke, struggling in my life. The only difference was that I invested in myself. I decided, I got to do something differently than what I did before. I've got to learn. I got to stop doing what I've always done, because if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you've always gotten. And I started to look for role models and resources and people I could learn from, people that were further ahead than myself. And I realized that what one man can do, another man can do. You just got to model them. You got to learn from them, learn their strategies, their beliefs, their mindset. And I went on the same path and changed my life to the best. I'm by no means anywhere close to someone like, Warren Buffett, but it's amazing. And you look at the trail of success, you look at other successful people throughout history. They're all people that started off just like you and I. They're people that you really had no advantage that, you and I don't have. And they decided, I'm going to invest, I'm going to learn, I'm going to grow. And I could go through a lot of the examples here, whether it's Bruce Lee or Conor McGregor and the Law of Attraction, or Richard Branson or Arnold Schwarzenegger. These are all people that humbled themselves. They decided, I'm going to learn, I'm going to grow, I'm going to improve. And sometimes that one thing, whether it's that book, the next book that you read, the next chapter, the next video that you watch, the next seminar or course that you attend, the next training program that you buy, you never know how that can change it all for you. And so live with that positive anticipation, almost expecting, almost excited that in any moment, everything can change. Now, the other advice that Warren Buffett gave, if you're looking for actual investment, financial advice, I think that's number one, investing in yourself. But he's also said that what he recommends for people is to invest in an index fund. And the S&P 500 index fund, to invest in something like that, whether it's through, if you live in the US, a company like Vanguard, or whether it's buying it on the exchange, the market. But he believes in index funds because most mutual funds do not even match the market. And historically, the stock market, the S&P 500's always been going up, whether it's a recession, depression, whatever's been going on, goes down. If you just keep at it, the index fund means that it's diversified. You're owning, basically the market, the S&P 500, the 500 biggest companies in the United States. So you're diversified, you're not dependent on one company. And the great advantage of that as well is that there's very little fees, hardly any fees when you invest in an index fund, where a lot of mutual funds, they charge a lot of fees that are involved in that. So index fund, I follow that advice as well. Here's a man that I respect so much what he's done and what he's offered, made available. And when someone like that speaks, you got to make sure that you listen. And so that's his advice. Invest in yourself first and foremost. Number two, invest in an index fund. Okay, hold it long-term strategy, be diversified, hold on to it. And that's his secrets, I guess you could say. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Check out a little bit more about me in the description, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.